Just give me a second. Thanks. Yeah, we started the recording. Okay, so for example, spanning tree, OTV, and if you talk about the L2 VPN, if you talk about fabric path, okay, these all the protocols have been replaced with the VXLAN. Okay, so we do not need to focus on these protocols. However, we should be knowing that what are they, how they function, how they work. But if you talk about how new technology is evolving for the different solutions, focus on the VXLAN, because VXLAN is not just VLAN. Okay, VXLAN has a many part of it, because each solutions have been replaced with the VXLAN. So VXLAN is not just one page or one line of configuration. It's itself one solution. Okay. So when we talk about the Nexus module, let's start with the Nexus module. In the Nexus, let's me open. If you go here and search the Cisco Data Center switches, and the moment you will see that Cisco has one dedicated page for data center switching, where they sell they list all the end of life and current available hardwares. So mainly data center is known for what? Hosting the critical applications and the bigger applications for the infrastructure for any companies. So main thing for the data center is to have a capability building. If you have a capability building, just give me a second. If you talk about the data center module number 1, module 1, which is a Nexus. Okay, and this switching. So by default, when generation 1 is started, data center was supporting the just layer 2 switches. Layer 2 switches in DC Gen 1. Layer, same switch Cisco has introduced, layer 2, layer 3 switches in DC Gen 2. Now, mostly switches which are currently being introduced, they're having a dual use. They are by default layer 3 and supported by layer 2 functions. So by in generation 2 and onwards, Gen 3 and onwards. Okay, so we have to, unlike the Catalyst or other switches where you particularly purchase the particular module for layer 2 and layer 3, data center switches are not like that. Whatever, that's why data center switches are expensive. The reason is data center switches can act as a router, can handle the ISP connection directly, as well as, since data center are for critical applications and the bigger size of storage and the applications, the capacity wise must be the bigger than your campus network switches and the IoT based switches, right? So these switches and these hardwares are meant and designed for to handle the bigger workload. That's why Cisco has introduced in two parts. Mainly Cisco has introduced into the two parts. Okay, first switches, this is the Nexus. We have a fixed module. It means fixed port switches. You can say that. Fixed port switches or hardware. So if you purchase 32 port switches, if 16 port switches, 48 port switches, 92 port switches, they are going to support that much only port. You cannot extend it. You cannot, increase. You cannot do anything on those hardwares. Second, Cisco gave you, not only just Cisco, all the vendors give you another option called the modular based hardware. Come on, hardware. It means custom switch, custom based hardware. It means you can customize whether if you, for example, you have you purchase a house, right? And in that house, there is a two types of house you get here for rental or if you purchase it even. One is a fully furnished, one is a half furnished, or if you, one is a total empty, right? So similarly, fixed module based switches are fully furnished hardware. It means you cannot add anything. There is a no space in the room. But here you can customize your entire design of your hardware. How many ports you want 10 gig, how many ports you want for 25 gig, how many ports you want for 40 gig, how many ports you want for 100 gig. These are the, and what should be the capacity of your hardware, what kind of license you want for each module, each port type. So that's why these module based switches are expensive, because you can have up to even 500 ports in per switches if you go for the modular. That's why they are expensive. Third option we have, I would not say switches, though we still consider them as an extension of port extension. Just give me a second, guys. Getting. Yeah, sorry, guys. All right, so third type of hardware which data center having is port extension. None of the, like in a campus network, in other solutions, you cannot have a port extension or port extended options. Here we call that FX devices, fabric extension. It means, suppose if you're having a fixed modules, if you want to have 10 more ports, 20 more ports, and you do not have money to purchase the fixed module because they are expensive, you can go for the cheaper version for the port extension. So this mainly, there are two, but one more modules is here, which is a port extension or the fax devices, which we have for the data centers. Okay, these are the going to be the hardware for the module number one, module number two, both. Okay, because ACI is also Nexus driven solutions. So whatever hardware we are going to discuss here, make sure that they are also not all the hardware models, but few of the models, they are compatible with the uh, uh, ACI modules, module number two. Now, what OS
Uh,
we have in the, yep, anyone? Any questions?
Yeah, quick question. So, when you're talking about the fixed modules and so when we purchased, there are only chances of getting one if you want to have a fixed module or a module based custom module, right?
Yeah.
When you purchased, okay, only. How about this third module, which is like port extensions? It is the same as the second module, or is it?
No, so this module you purchase, this come as a switches. Okay, these are the also switches, low-end switches, which we call that port extension. They do not have any brain, they do not have any control planes. Okay,
Okay,
they will be
just a port
operated by
extension.
the, yeah, they will be operated by the parents module.
Okay, so sorry, I'm a little confused. So parent module is a fixed module, and then you'll get a custom module again, or how
No,
is
no.
that?
So consider, forget about this one. I will explain when I will cover this hardware in a deep. Okay, forget about this one.
Mhm.
Okay, you have a fixed module switches, you have a modular based switches. Forget about this for now. Okay,
Okay,
I will include when I will explain these in a detail.
oh,
Okay,
okay.
for
So you had like two type of modules, which is fixed and
yes,
which is
yeah,
custom
mainly
type.
yes.
Okay. And also talking with when you're talking about the module one, module two, three on the CCNP modules,
Mhm.
do we need to for for that slide, do we need to have for automation or computing, do we need to know Python before, or is it
Um,
not required
not really.
any
So
program?
yeah, so we are not the software developer, right? We are going to we are the tool operator. Okay. When we
Okay,
see the tool operator, we are going to see that Ansible, how we play. Yeah, basically, we should be knowing that what is the basic of these languages, how the function works, but we do not need to be developer over here. We're going to take a look Ansible. We're going to take a look Postman. Okay, we're going to take a look Python SDK also, if you want to. Python SDK.
so I heard that like most of the people, I know developers use the Python, but in networking side, they're doing automation through libraries by using a script. So for that also we need to have to know the Python, or is it?
Not really, because as I said, uh, if you want to, you can always learn the Python. But what we're
Okay,
gonna learn here is we're gonna learn how to operate the tool and push the configuration using these languages. Okay, or so for example Python if you want to learn it, right? If you want to learn the Python for automation, and if you're gonna explain the Python itself is a 1 year course, right? So
mm,
if you know the basic, that's well and good. What is required for us networking point of view? That we're gonna take a look. Okay. Why
okay,
we do not need to learn all the in and out, right? We're gonna learn
mm,
the points, we're gonna learn the function and the string which are important to us, right? For
okay,
example, Ansible. In Ansible, we're gonna you know we are not going to learn the entire YAML language. Okay. We're gonna learn
okay,
about because ML languages can be used for many things, right? We're gonna
yeah,
take a look which function is required to learn for us, which is required to for networking point of view, right? For example, here
okay,
XML, JSON. We do not need to learn about XML and JSON. We should be knowing what is the format of those, how we can make this networking works with the using tool using these languages, right? These are the
okay,
things we're
yeah,
gonna take.
okay.
Okay. Any other questions, anyone?
Yeah. Sir, I have a question that
Yeah, Rahul.
if we have some catalyst option, and then why should we go into a Nexus? Because catalyst also are not negotiate with working with the Nexus also.
Okay, so there
So
is a
can you
two
explain
things.
over?
Yeah, so catalyst based switches are the PoE based switches. Okay. Does your server require the PoE? No, right? So catalyst switches are mostly 90% switches are the PoE based switches, where they provide the power over Ethernet. Okay, and which and if they have, then you cannot have a certain protocol. So you will have a certain limitations of running that uh, some solutions into it. For example, if you go for the VXLAN based fabric, right? You can run the VXLAN based fabric, but certain scenario it does not support because Cisco does not allow you to configure or use your Catalyst switches for data center. However, there was before like Catalyst 6500, 4500, 6800 switches, they had a dual uses, right? They many people were using the in the data center core switch as a core switch also. Okay, but current switches, as I said, 90% switches are the PoE based. However, there are certain protocols which only available in the data center solutioning, not on the or not on the all the switches. Just like if you go for the GPU base, okay, like BGP, OSPF, we use it, right? If you go for the GPU based switches, GPU based switches, people industry could have introduced GPU based switches with the same existing hardware, same existing protocols, right? But no, they have introduced separate protocol, ROC something. Okay, they have introduced separate protocol rather than introducing BGP. Underlay, they are using the same VXLAN. They have changed that entire things for the particular hardware. So similarly, when you purchase the Catalyst and the Cisco Nexus devices, there are certain modules in Catalyst we could use as a core devices, but few. Yes, this.
Well, yeah, Catalyst 8000 series
Your
comes
voice is
with.
breaking.
Now is it clear?
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah. I've heard the Catalyst 8000 switches come with Sonic OS, which
Yes.
is Azure this thing that breaks the Nexus thing. What is exactly that?
I would not say that breaks anything. Let me just give me a second. Let me show the Sonic
No,
OS, okay?
my perception is breaking.
Exactly. No. So as I said, because Sonic OS is partnered with the your what we call the NVIDIA, okay, and they are breaking the monopoly of Cisco and Arista,
Okay.
okay. So Sonic OS is also best one. This Linux kind of stuff. Let me show this how this looks like. Even if you go for the new hardware which Cisco sells, okay, for the AI module, Cisco has introduced one more module called the Data Center AI. Okay, and the Data Center AI module, did I close it? Okay, here we go. So Cisco has introduced Data Center. Let me show this which hardware it is. Fix module, not really. If I go for the CCNP DCAI, okay, Cisco is introduced this module. They are providing the now because many customers are prefer to go with the Sonic OS. Okay, so Cisco is now looking. Cisco has designed one particular hardware which can run in the NX OS plus Sonic OS. So Cisco is also playing with the same thing. If I go with these are the protocols which we're gonna in the last class. So we have already had a discussion around it. NVLink, we see the GPU based NVLink switches as well as let me see that Nexus 6. Based switches. HyperFabric. Look here. These are the hardwares. Yeah, there we go. These are the hardware which we call the HyperFabric. Okay, this is a new module which Cisco has introduced for with the 800 gigabit interface with the GPU. Okay, these are the hardwares which Cisco has provided the flexibility where you can have a two OS. Either you can go with the NX OS if you want to, or if you are used to with the some different OS, for example, Sonic Open Stack OS. If you want to, you can go with the Open OS as well. Where is the detail? Just give me a second. Here we go. See here, they have partnered with the NVIDIA, and they are introducing leaf and spine architecture with the same one. If I go for the control F Sonic and XOS, iOS, they did here. There must be some option to have Sonic AS. Yes, I will cover when I will cover this hardware in depth. I'm going to discuss this part as well. So Cisco is now working towards that. Okay, so you can have both the options. Look here. These are the, for example, switches, Sonic switches. Okay, they do support the your password. For example, admin. Okay, look here. This is the Sonic OS you have. Okay, so it's a kind of Linux-based driven. So whatever NVIDIA is introducing, NVIDIA is using the Sonic OS alongside with they have their own OS they have developed it. Okay, so command line point of view, you should be knowing that what is the bash command and how bash command works. Then only you can operate these OS and these switches still supports your VXLAN, BGP, everything, whatever you want to run it. Okay, so you can if you guys want, I can skip one topic and cover the Sonic OS as well. Okay, but I need to compensate this topic to some other instance. But however, if you want patience, I will cover this Sonic OS into the when I will cover the 6,000 OS. These are the hardware.
Sure. Just let us know. Because
Sure.
why they have bought this 8000 series then? Cisco Catalyst 8000 with
To be honest, they want to make a money. Okay, don't say Cisco why Cisco introduced particular hardware. They will just say one thing: this hardware supports the AI. That's AI nowadays. AI, everyone is selling the AI based
okay.
solutions. Okay, for example, why do we need these hardwares? And this this is a good move from Cisco because they have simply copy pasted from the NVIDIA this solution. Okay, if you go for the NVIDIA, they have huge data center with the 800 gig switches. So Cisco just simply partnered with the NVIDIA for the GPU, and Cisco has copy pasted the solution 400 gig, 64, 800 gig, because AI required the ultra low latency with the with the higher bandwidth for LLM, large language module. So that's the reason Cisco is also jumping into it. So and also nowadays these hardwares require ultra low latency. Doesn't matter whether you are using Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7 nowadays. So these new hardware which they are introducing, they're having a better intensity, better scalability, better automation, better solutioning or the native VXLAN supports. So that's the reason they are introducing for even they are making the minor changes. They are introducing the new hardwares. Okay, even for the minor changes. So this is the main reason we are having a new hardware for each and every modules. If I go Cisco Catalyst, they are designing these hardwares Catalyst around the Catalyst Center, which was known as a SDXS.
Okay, different module itself.
Exactly. I mean, this is for the SD-WAN because Catalyst switches is not just for the one purpose. You can use for SD-WAN also as well as you can use for the DNA center. We call the SDXS as well as the Catalyst Center solution. Okay. They are look here. What they are saying that you can use this as a SASE solution as a S solution also. So this is just for small changes whatever they are making for each part. Look here, bandwidth is same, everything is same. They simply made the one compatibility which called as SASE compatibility. Even mostly protocol is same. Okay. Even you see that these hardwares are less capable than your old hardware. They have just better programmability API support. That's it. And they have introduced a new hardware. So don't go by the fancy because if they do not introduce a new hardware, they cannot make the revenue right out of it. So don't go by what people selling in the market, and people are introducing generation 1, generation 2, generation till they kill the solution itself, right? So similarly, it's happening in the data center networking also. Okay, they have introduced first fixed module till 96, 92 ports. Then they say that, okay, we are not able to make the enough money, and the customer is also fed up because customer is installing too many switches for their data centers. They have introduced port modular based switches also. Then they say that if someone having a fixed module, they want to have just 4 port extra or 10 port extra, why they want to purchase entire switches? So they have introduced few port extension switches. Okay. So this is the thing which a data center is having. So these data center entire solution, entire Nexus solutions run with the 3 OS. Okay. And the OS number 1 is an XOS plus ACI. Now we have a 𝗖𝗖𝗡. Okay. These are the three OS nowadays famous in a data center. NX OS for Nexus, ACI OS for the ACI, same hardware. For the Nexus and the NX OS, they are the same hardware. Mostly, I would not say not all. NX OS. This is also for the Nexus 9000. This is LX, so Nexus 9000. Now the 𝗖𝗖𝗡, which has a NX OS plus 𝗖𝗖𝗡, it is supported by the Nexus 6000. Okay, these are the 3 main OS which we use. When it comes to the license model, Cisco having too many licensing models nowadays. One is a legacy traditional way of doing the licensing. Second is smart licensing. Okay, but Cisco is transitioning all the solution, all the things into the smart licensing. So in a smart licensing, Cisco, it doesn't matter what solutions you have, they're divided into 3 categories. Licensing. It doesn't matter which solutions you purchase it. License. First is the essential. It doesn't matter whether you're going for the SD-WAN solution, data center solution, any solution. Then they go with the advantage. Then they go with the premier. Then they have one more add-on license. If you want some extra features, then you go for the add-on license, especially this introduced for the security, add-on license. For the small security, for such as if you want MAC-sec or something like that, you go for this particular license. Okay, these are the categories of license. These are the module for the hardwares. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna go deep dive of these individual hardwares. We're gonna take a look what fixed modules are still valid. We're gonna discuss old hardware which are end of life, end of sale, plus new hardware for the reference, what are currently valid and what we have in the current scenario for purchase. What is the Cisco future plan for the hardware? Okay, we're gonna discuss the licensing. We're gonna discuss the OS as well. Any questions? Anyone having? I'm taking as a no. So I will be stopping here today. Okay, just wanted to give you a brief about what layout we're going to follow for the module 1. And from the next class, we gonna have explore
Sir,
the
sorry for
hardware part.
interrupt you.
Yes, Rahul?
Am I audible to you, sir? Sir, if there is till about that time to there is a got any doubt, and I will let you know in our next class. That will be fine for you, or
Sorry, I'm not
if
getting a
there is
point.
yeah, in between that, whatever you teach us to us, that in between, if there is any concurrent or doubt or something else, then I will be put in a next class. Okay,
Yep,
that will be
sure.
fine.
And also, yep, why not? If there is any doubt, you you guys can create the 𝗨𝗨𝗡𝗍 group, which is an app, Indian app, and we can have one group also for doubts and for any kind of update if you want to have it.
One thing, sir, for a Nexus, in our environment, also Catalyst 9500 series switches, which are also in for the server to getting into ports.
Yeah, as I said, they can have a dual uses for some hardwares. Okay, not all the hardwares. If you want to go with that, you can go with that. But there are certain hardware principle which Cisco never, can provide a configuration same hardware. Okay, if you're having a traditional way of approaching the networking, go ahead with that Catalyst also. It's not a big deal. But if you're going for the AI driven or something hardwares, because this principal difference is process between the packets and delay between the packets. These are the main thing which makes data center hardware different than the Catalyst hardware. Okay, you might have million packet per second process for the Catalyst switches, multi-millions, even some hardware billions also. But these hardwares can process multi-billion packet per second with the ultra low latencies, with the specific protocols, with the high availability. These are the some design principle which you follow. If you follow, then you require the certain type of hardware for certain type of infrastructure, right? It's not like you cannot use any hardware anywhere. You can use your home router to the office building internet also, right? But why do we purchase a Wi-Fi access point? Why spend a lot of money, right? When we can have $2,000, 2,000 rupees connection in the office. But that is certain type of hardware which is designed for certain type of role, right? Yep. Anyone any other questions?
Sir, there is a doubt. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, actually, I missed your first class. And about me, I am just working in a NOC environment. Just started my career. And before that, I am just normal into routing and switching part. So now I am interested into doing CCNP DC. But I am confused whether like CCNP DC and CCIE DC both are how much different, like what is
They
difference?
are there's two things. So CCNP 90% of the topics will be in a CCI. CCI is what? There is nothing theory about the CCI. CCI is a lab, okay, lab exam. So when you go for the CCI, it's a 90% lab. When you go for CCP, there is a 40% theory, 60% lab. Okay, if you want to go for the CCI, you must be knowing that CCNP very first, because you need to know the basic of the lab and topics.
So now we are covering the CCNP.
Repeat it again, sir.
So now
What is the difference?
CCNP is 40% theory, 60% lab. Okay, CCNA is a 80% theory, 20% lab. CCI is a 90% lab, 20% theory.
So now we are going to cover CCNP level of DC,
CCI
right?
level, CCI level, because whatever we are going to discuss module, they all are part of the CCI. Okay, there is nothing special classes about the CCI. Okay, if you want to go for the CCI, learn the CCNP, understand the technology if you want to, do the practice based on the lab scenario which is required. Okay, nothing a special topic of CCI. If you whatever we have in CCNP, that will be part of the CCI. Okay. If you're going to learn about the BGP in CCNP, that same BGP will be part of the CCI lab. But they will ask you different scenario of the BGP. That's only thing. The hardware, the concept is same going to be.